Be a fool to win. The benefits of playing dumb, according to Schopenhauer. In a world that often rewards intellect, sharpness, and cunning, the idea of playing dumb may seem counterintuitive, perhaps even foolish. Yet, there is a philosophical perspective that suggests otherwise. Arthur Schopenhauer, the German philosopher, known for his pessimistic views on human nature, offers a compelling argument about the advantages of feigning ignorance, or acting less intelligent than one truly is. In his exploration of human behavior, Schopenhauer reveals that, in certain situations, playing dumb can be a strategic approach to navigating social and intellectual landscapes, offering subtle but significant benefits in personal relationships, social hierarchies, and intellectual pursuits. Schopenhauer's writings, particularly in his work, The Art of Controversy, offer key insights into the role of deception and pretense in human interactions. While his primary focus is on the art of argumentation, his observations extend far beyond the realm of rhetoric, reaching into the very core of how we present ourselves to others. Schopenhauer was deeply skeptical of human nature, and he recognized that society, often driven by competition and vanity, values outward appearances and social status. In this context, playing dumb or pretending to lack intelligence can become a tool of survival and success. The wisdom of the fool. Schopenhauer's perspective. Schopenhauer was no stranger to the social dynamics that influence human behavior. He saw the world as a place where power and dominance were often determined not by merit, but by appearances, deception, and the manipulation of others. His philosophical works often emphasize the importance of recognizing the limitations and falsehoods of human desires, motivations, and intellectual pretensions. It is in this skeptical view of society that Schopenhauer makes room for the idea of playing dumb. 1. The value of disarming your opponents. One of the key benefits of playing dumb, according to Schopenhauer, is that it can disarm your opponents in intellectual or social confrontations. Schopenhauer, who was known for his sharp wit and acerbic critique of intellectual pretensions, understood that when one presents themselves as weaker or less capable, others often let their guard down. This is especially true in contentious situations where an overly confident or argumentative stance might provoke unnecessary resistance. By feigning ignorance or playing the fool, you create an opportunity to listen more attentively and learn from others without triggering their defensive mechanisms. This allows you to gather useful information, understand the weaknesses in their arguments, or gain insight into their psychological state. The act of pretending to be less knowledgeable often encourages others to reveal more than they might otherwise. In this sense, playing dumb can be a form of strategic humility, allowing you to navigate social or intellectual battles with greater subtlety. Schopenhauer believed that this strategy could be particularly effective in debates. In The Art of Controversy, he outlined various techniques for winning arguments without necessarily appealing to logic or reason. One of these techniques involves feigning a lack of understanding, which can frustrate your opponent and make them overcompensate, ultimately revealing the flaws in their own arguments. Playing dumb in this case isn't about literal ignorance, but about creating a psychological advantage by lowering expectations. 2. Avoiding unnecessary conflict. Schopenhauer was keenly aware of the human tendency toward pride and vanity. People often argue or defend their positions, not because they are deeply committed to the truth, but because their egos are at stake. This creates a dynamic in which intellectual confrontation becomes more about self-preservation than about the pursuit of knowledge. In such a climate, playing dumb can be an effective way to avoid unnecessary conflict and the emotional drain of trying to win every argument. If you adopt a position of apparent ignorance, you often avoid triggering the competitive instincts of others, who may otherwise feel the need to defend their own knowledge or opinions. Schopenhauer recognized that many people are driven more by the desire to assert dominance or protect their self-esteem than by a genuine desire for intellectual exchange. By pretending to be uninformed or foolish, you give others the space to take the lead in a conversation, which can result in fewer confrontations and less emotional strain. This approach aligns with Schopenhauer's larger philosophical views that life is often a struggle between individuals driven by self-interest, and that avoiding unnecessary conflicts is a form of self-preservation. Playing dumb allows you to step back from the fray and avoid unnecessary clashes of ego, which, according to Schopenhauer, are often futile and draining. 3. The power of underestimation. A fundamental theme in Schopenhauer's philosophy is the idea that the world often operates according to superficial judgments. People frequently base their evaluations of others on external appearances or conventional measures of intelligence, rather than deeper, more meaningful assessments. By playing dumb, you can effectively manipulate how others perceive you, leading them to underestimate your true abilities. This underestimation can be beneficial in a number of ways. In the workplace, for instance, appearing less competent than you actually are may allow you to avoid being burdened with more demanding tasks or expectations. People may be less likely to target you as a rival if they perceive you as harmless or unthreatening. This underestimation also works in your favor when you are negotiating, as others might assume you lack the necessary skills or knowledge to make informed decisions, allowing you to operate with greater freedom and control. Schopenhauer understood that people are often quick to judge based on surface-level impressions. By consciously cultivating an air of simplicity or ignorance, you can exploit these shallow judgments to your advantage, gaining a strategic upper hand. In this sense, playing dumb becomes a form of intellectual camouflage, allowing you to remain unnoticed and unthreatening while quietly observing and plotting your next move. 4. Escaping the burden of expectation. Another advantage of playing dumb, according to Schopenhauer, is that it allows you to escape the burdens of high expectations. In a society that often values intelligence, achievement, and success, there is a constant pressure to perform and demonstrate one's worth. This pressure can be overwhelming, leading to stress, anxiety, and burnout. By pretending to be less capable than you are, you free yourself from the need to constantly prove yourself. You can engage in activities or discussions without the fear of judgment or the expectation of success. Schopenhauer's philosophy suggests that this strategy can also help alleviate the burdens of social comparison, where individuals feel compelled to compete with others for status and recognition. Playing dumb offers a form of escape from these pressures, allowing you to live more freely and authentically, without the constant weight of societal expectation. This concept ties into Schopenhauer's broader belief in the value of detachment and self-sufficiency. In his view, much of human suffering arises from the desire for approval, admiration, and success. By playing dumb and reducing the stakes of your social interactions, you can maintain a sense of inner peace and detachment from the external validation that often drives human behavior. The limits of playing dumb. Schopenhauer's caution. While Schopenhauer advocates for the strategic use of ignorance and humility, he also acknowledges that there are limits to this approach. Playing dumb should not be mistaken for a permanent strategy of submission or cowardice. In some situations, Schopenhauer believed it was necessary to assert one's intelligence, especially when it comes to defending one's values or engaging in meaningful intellectual pursuits. The key, in Schopenhauer's view, is to strike a balance between strategic humility and the honest expression of one's intellectual capacity. He cautioned against the dangers of false modesty or intellectual dishonesty, noting that such tactics can undermine one's integrity and sense of self. Ultimately, playing dumb is not about deceiving others or suppressing one's true nature. It is about recognizing the dynamics of power, ego, and social interaction, and choosing the right moment to reveal one's true abilities. Conclusion: embracing the fool's wisdom in a society that often rewards intellect, status, and dominance. Schopenhauer's advice to play dumb may seem strange, even contradictory. Yet, when examined through the lens of his broader philosophical views, the strategy makes sense as a tool for navigating the complexities of human interaction. By feigning ignorance, you can disarm opponents, avoid unnecessary conflicts, manipulate others' perceptions, and free yourself from the burden of constant expectation. In doing so, you gain a subtle form of power, one that is rooted not in brute force or overt intelligence, but in psychological strategy and social awareness. In the end, Schopenhauer's perspective invites us to reconsider the value of appearing foolish. Perhaps, in some cases, it is the wise fool who is truly in control. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the like button and the bell button to receive all that is new. Thank you.